Hi everyone, Amy Galper here, and in this video I am going to show you how to formulate a chest or respiratory salve through the lens of an aromatherapist. So what that means is we are going to first formulate our essential oils and we are going to determine their aromatherapeutic properties, and then that is going to help us select the botanical ingredients like the carrier oils, etc., that will help support and enhance the aromatherapeutic properties of our essential oil blend. If this is the first time that you've landed at my channel, welcome. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell every time that you want to hear more about essential oils, aromatherapy, botanical body care formulation, and aromatherapy entrepreneurship. So in this video, we're going to start and go through 3 different steps. The first step I'm going to show you is how we select the essential oils and how those essential oils are going to inform the selection of our botanical ingredients. Next, I'm going to show you what tools, what blending tools and equipment you're going to need to make the formula, the recipe. And finally, I'm going to show you the steps on how to actually formulate it. So let's get into it. So the essential oils that we are going to feature in this formula for a upper respiratory congestion salve are Ravintsara, Cinnamomun, camphora, spike lavender, which is Lavandula latifolia. Some people also might find it as Lavandula spicata or spica. And then we have Inula odorata or Inula graveolens. And then we also have some lemon, citrus limon. And then I have a little bit of hyssop, Hyssopus officinalis or decumbens. And I chose these essential oils specifically because all of them can work synergistically together to help us clear out and thin out our mucus and help us cough it out and just to feel a little bit easier when we're breathing. One of the reasons why I am featuring hyssop and the spike lavender is they are rich in certain molecules that are really great to help moisten a drier cough. So I'm thinking of someone who might feel very congested but might need a little help feeling more moistened. So what I've done is I've figured out how many drops of each essential oil I'm going to use, and I translated it into percentages, and from there I translated it into grams. We are going to create a synergy of 3 grams of our essential oil blend, and I'm going to use this very cute little beaker here to weigh out my 3 grams of essential oils. So let's start dropping and dripping them out. So I have this great little jeweler scale, which I think works great when I want to measure out small quantities. So let's get started. I'm going to turn on my scale, get it to 0. I'm going to tare it, and we're going to start out with our Ravintsara, and I am going to want 0.62 grams of Ravintsara. Perfect. Next, we are going to add in our spike lavender, and I'm going to want 0.37 grams. Remember, we want a total of 3 grams. Okay, here it comes. Perfect. And now we are going to put in 0.62 grams of Inula. I'm going to tare it. Great. And next we're going to add in our hyssop at 0.37 grams. And next we're going to add in our lemon at 0.49 grams. And here we have our essential oil blend. The beautiful Inula color is what is going to make it green. So we are going to mix it up with a metal spatula. Make sure all the essential oils are well blended. And then we're going to test it out with our scent strip to make sure that we like the aroma. It smells beautiful. This is going to be great for opening up our chests. Now we're going to look at all of the different blending tools and equipment that we're going to need in order to make our respiratory salve. And we are going to learn what we need to do to prepare our blending space. So the first thing I do before I start mixing and blending is I pull up my hair and I make sure none of my hair gets into any of the products, and I make sure my hands are clean and my space is completely cleaned off and sterilized. And for that, I use a alcohol. I either use a isopropyl alcohol of 190 proof, or you can also choose an isopropyl alcohol of 91%. Both work great for just neutralizing any germs and pathogens. Next, I usually have to help wipe off my equipment is I like having these cotton pads handy because I'll saturate them with the alcohol to help just clean and wipe things down. I find that very useful. But if you don't have cotton pads, paper towel works just as well, so you should have that handy as well. Other tools that I think are really necessary are disposable pipettes to take out your essential oils and carrier oils. I think having wooden sticks to mix and blend your ingredients. Having spatulas is good, little ones and big ones. I like the silicone ones that work really nicely. And for our respiratory salve, you're gonna need a couple of different beakers. This is 100 milliliters, and I have a 25, and then I have a little baby one, which is great for essential oils. And then of course I have our scent strips, which I use to smell my essential oils as I'm blending. And then here, what you're going to need is a double boiler setup to melt our beeswax and our carrier oils all together. So I have this really wonderful insert, which I love, which has like a little spout, which makes it really easy to pour it out. And then we have our bottom part, which has the water in it. And then I have a heat source, a simple hot plate, or you can also use your stovetop. Then over here, I have scales. So I work with two different kinds of scales when I'm blending. I have a big scale when I'm doing larger quantities. And then I have this little cute little baby jeweler scale when I'm working with essential oils and need to measure out small percentages and weights of essential oils. So this is what you're going to need in order to blend and make your respiratory salve. To make our respiratory salve, we basically need only 5 ingredients, really. We need beeswax, and then I have here some herbal infused oil. I have Calendula herbal infused sunflower oil. And then here I have some Tamanu carrier oil, and then I have some vitamin E to use as our antioxidant. And then of course we have our essential oils. So I'm gonna use my larger scale to weigh out all of my ingredients and get ready to add it to my double boiler. So the first ingredient that I'm gonna weigh out is my beeswax. And I only need 13 grams of my beeswax. So I'm gonna put this on tare, and I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle in just about 13 grams of beeswax into my beaker. I know I'm spilling a little bit here, but that's okay. Perfect. The next thing that we're going to measure out are our carrier oils and our tocopherol. So we are going to want 40 grams of our sunflower infused calendula. And I chose an herbal oil here to support the anti-inflammatory properties of my essential oils. Now you can choose other different types of herbal oils here, any ones that you think might help further support and enhance the aromatherapeutic activity of the essential oils. So we're going to add 40 grams. Perfect. And now I'm going to add in 40 grams of my Tamanu carrier oil. I chose Tamanu specifically for its antimicrobial and its pain relieving and its soothing properties. It has a lot of elements in it, great essential fatty acids that I think would really add some boosting to our aromatherapeutic properties of our essential oils. So we're going to add 43.5% of our Tamanu in here. Great. And now I'm going to add just 1% of my antioxidant to make sure that this product doesn't go rancid. So I'm just going to add just 1 gram. Perfect. Okay, I didn't even need to use my dropper. And now that I have everything together here, I am going to blend it up with a wooden stick here to get it all well incorporated. And now let's get set up to actually make our recipe. So now we are ready to actually put all of our ingredients together and make our respiratory salve. So as you can see here, I've turned my heat source, my hot plate on. My water in my pot is boiling. You can see the steam. My insert is placed. And now it's time to put in the beeswax. I always like to add in the hardest ingredient first, so my carrier oils won't be compromised by being in the double boiler over the heat for too long. So I'm going to just take out all of the beeswax and we're going to get it starting to melt. So you can see already that it is beginning to melt. See? And it's going to be melted in a minute. Sometimes I like to stir it a little bit just to like help agitate it, to melt it a little further. Let's wait till this melts and we'll come right back to it. So as you can see, our beeswax now is completely liquefied and blended and melted. And so now it's perfect to pour in our carrier oils. But what you're going to notice is when we pour it in, it starts to get a little hard, right? The beeswax reacts from the cool carrier oils. So we're just going to want to mix this and get it re-melted, re-liquefied. I like to agitate it a bit with my metal spatula here just to get this re-melted. So now our carrier oils and our beeswax are completely melted. You can see that, which is great. And now what we're going to do is we are going to turn off our heat source, and I'm going to grab some paper towel and I am going to wipe down the outside because I don't want any water getting into my salve containers. So here this is, and right over here is our salve containers. So I am going to pour out, I made enough actually just for 100 grams or 4 1-ounce containers of salve, but I just have 2 here just so you can see how I'm going to pour it into the salve container. But right before I do it, I am going to add in my essential oils, which remember we blended earlier. And I am going to add them now into my melted salve mixture. And the reason why I'm adding them now and not when they're over the heat is essential oils are very volatile, and I don't want the heat from the heat source to further dissipate or volatilize my salve mixture or the essential oils. So now I'm going to pour into the tins. And as soon as I pour it in, I'm going to immediately cap it so the essential oils don't further volatilize and the aroma fade off. And I'm going to let these sit on my countertop for at least 4 hours until they get solid. And here is our finished respiratory salve featuring essential oils. So once it's set, so you can see it will have this beautiful creamy consistency, and you'll be able to rub it right on your chest, which will add such relief when you're feeling congested. So here is your respiratory salve. Please let me know how you liked this video. If you enjoyed the recipe, if you've made it at home, make sure that you leave a comment, subscribe, share this video, and everything that I've used in the video is in the description below. So I'll see you in the next recipe video.